Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel. My name's Scott, it's great to be back here. I want to continue what I've been doing recently, and hopefully it's up on YouTube, is idioms. And today is going to be nature idioms, take two. Let's go to the idioms and also explain them and put them into example sentences for you as well. So the first one is beat around the bush. Now, to beat around the bush is not to be direct in what you want to say. Maybe because you're nervous or you're worried or it's difficult to do so, so you beat around the bush. Let me give you an example sentence. So, he's always beating around the bush and never gets to the point. I wish he would be more direct. So, to beat around the bush. What it comes from is there's an animal in that bush, and if you beat around the bush, you want the animal to leave the bush, maybe escape and catch it, perhaps. So, that's the beat around the bush, not be direct. Number two, down to earth. Now, somebody who's down to earth is very practical and realistic and has no pretenses. What you see with that person is what you get. There's nothing phony about that person. So, I'll give you an example sentence like, my neighbor is really down to earth. I always enjoy talking to her. So, down to earth person. You don't have to worry about anyone putting on any kind of pretenses or illusions about themselves. Down to earth. Number three, drop in the ocean. Now, as it sounds, you have this big, vast, wide, huge ocean and one drop of water. That's pretty much, doesn't really make much of a difference. It's kind of insignificant. So a drop in the ocean is a little bit, but there's a long way to go. So I'll give you an example here. So I'm saving money to buy a new car. I need 3 million yen. And my salary last month working part-time was 30,000 yen. That's just a drop in the ocean on getting that money, the necessary money for getting a new car. So a drop in the ocean. Next up is going to be go with the flow. This is also water related. So to go with the flow is to kind of go along with what everybody else is doing. You're not really standing out or putting your opinion or opposition into anything. So you go with the flow. So a short conversation here. A says, we all want to go to watch a movie tonight. B says, I'll go with the flow. I have no opposition to that. Whatever everybody wants to do is fine with me. Go with the flow. Next is going to be in deep water. So you have deep water compared to shallow water. Now in deep water, it's kind of dangerous, right? So to be in deep water is to be in trouble. Example here. He's in deep water again with his boss because he fell asleep and missed the presentation. So, in deep water, in trouble. Continue with nature here. Let's go into from the water to the woods. And this idiom is neck of the woods. Now, this one is kind of far, no idea what neck of the woods would mean, but actually neck of the woods is where you come from, where you live, I should say, more. So, neck of the woods. So, example, next time you're in my neck of the woods, drop by. So neck of the woods is where I am living, my neck of the woods. Now, no matter where it is, whether it's a city or it's rural, in the country, doesn't matter. My neck of the woods is the area where I live. Nice expression. Next is going to be on cloud 9. Now, clouds have different names. They also have numbers. There's a ranking. So 9 is the one that's highest in the sky. So when you're on cloud 9, you are extremely happy. So to be on cloud 9. So when his girlfriend accepted his marriage proposal, he was on cloud 9. He's extremely happy. Nice expression there as well. Nature also contains the clouds. I'm going to go back down to earth and in the ocean, back to the ocean again for a tip of the iceberg. Tip of the iceberg. Now, if you saw Titanic, you know the iceberg is big, but the size of it, the majority of it is below the ocean surface. So tip of the iceberg is just a little bit, but there's a huge iceberg below the water surface. So tip of the iceberg meaning is just a little bit, but is a lot more to go. So for example, I have to do 16 reports this weekend. I did 2. That's just the tip of the iceberg. I have a lot more to do. Evaluation and reports for students. Tip of the iceberg, just a small part of something huge. Brings me to the next one, which is under the weather. The weather's up there in the sky. If you're under the weather, that actually means that you're sick, you're ill, you don't feel well. So to be under the weather means to be sick. It comes from a nautical idea. So if you're under the weather, that means you're inside, not outside of the ship where the weather is. So to be under the weather means to be sick, you're staying inside. So example here, John is under the weather, so he cannot come to work today. He's under the weather. Hopefully John gets well soon. And that's going to brings me to the next one, which is up in the air. Here's the air surrounding us, and to be up in the air means to be undecided. Example, so what are your plans for the weekend, I ask you, and you say, my plans are up in the air. I haven't decided yet. Should I go to a movie or should I go hiking in Mount Takao? I'm not sure yet. So up in the air, undecided. And it brings me to my last one, which is back to weather. This case is to be weather a storm. So you understand a storm, you got a heavy rain and high winds. Not such a good situation. And if you weather a storm, you're able to overcome that difficult weather and well, not fail, not collapse, not succumb to the weather. So to weather a storm means to get over and overcome a difficult situation. So, for example, his relationship with his wife was not so good. He weathered the storm though, they made up, they patched things up, they're back together again. That's good. Good luck with them. Okay, everybody, those are my idioms on nature. I'll be back with more idioms again in the future. And if you have anything you want to learn about idioms or any requests on idioms or anything else, do not hesitate to let us know. We're waiting to hear from you. Thanks for watching, and thanks for any kind of likes and subscribes and all of that. We'll be back here again soon. Until then, have a great day.